Chicky in the corner counting out the best. Cigar lit whispers turn to threats. Gold chain dancing, watch face gleaming. A suit so sharp it'll leave you bleeding. Running numbers like the stock exchange. But step out of line, you'll feel the range. He's got Sinatra in his veins, ice in his stare. Made men salute, they don't even dare. Chicky runs the books, he runs the game. Respect the code, remember the name. You don't mess with Chicky, that's the rule. Cross him once, you're the neighborhood fool. Poorly hums like the streets of Rome. Chicky's empire's built brick by stone. Capo on the rise, pasta on the plate. Break bread with the fam or you meet your fate. He's got cousins in Naples, brothers in Queens. Deals in shadows but the money's clean. Swagger so mean, make a priest confess. Chicky don't gamble, he's playing chess. Backroom whispers, dice roll slow. A bottle of Chianti, the cash flow grows. Man of his word, but his word's a blade. Deals in loyalty, debts get paid. Chicky runs the books, he runs the game. Respect the code, remember the name. You don't mess with Chicky, that's the rule. Cross him once, you're the neighborhood fool. Jeff Canarsie, named sharp as a blade, walking through shadows where legends are made. Rat scatter, he don't play that game. Honor on his sleeve, blood pumps through the same. Joey tried to chirp, thought he'd test the throne. Jeff shut it down, stone meeting stone. Streets got rules, ain't no time for snitches. Code so clean, no room for glitches. No rats, no breaks, no folding, no cap. Living by the code, no turning back. Italian honor is carved in his veins. Jeff stands tall while the world complains. Cement shoes waiting for loose lips to slip. Oath sworn over wine, every word legit. Family first, but respect the grind. Step out of line, he'll rearrange your spine. Merlino thought he ran the set. Jeff reminded him who the streets respect. Whispers in the alleys, they all know the tale. Jeff don't break, don't bend, don't fail. No rats, no breaks, no folding, no cap. Living by the code, no turning back. Italian honor is carved in his veins. Jeff stands tall while the world complains. Merlino thought he ran the set. Jeff reminded him who the streets respect. Whispers in the alleys, they all know the tale. Jeff don't break, don't bend, don't fail.
Please be advised the following content contains themes and subject matter that may be unsettling, intense, or unsuitable for some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Pull up the stream every Thursday night. Got your coffee, your cannoli, and the chat's in sight. Name in the ticker rolling like a headline crawl. You drop a little tribute and you're part of it all. Pay the cost to see the ball. Hey. Jeff Canarsie running mob talk, of course. Spin that wheel, let the big prize fall. One click, now you're standing tall. Pay the cost to see the ball. Oh, yeah. Your name rings out when the credits cross. From the chat to the Hall of Fame wall. Pay the cost to see the ball. Old neighborhood stories pouring smooth like gin. Every time you tip the table, you get pulled further in. Shirts, books, mystery boxes in that giveaway pile. You take a shot for the jackpot, and Jeff cracks a smile. Pay the cost to see the ball. Jeff Canarsie running mob talk, of course. Spin that wheel, let the big prize fall. One click, now you're standing tall.
I can never fucking do this goddamn thing. There we go. All right. Hey, welcome to Mob Talk Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Canarsie. How is everybody doing tonight? Do me a solid. If you're in the chat, do me a solid and try to say hello. Let me know that you guys are listening to what I'm saying. We got a bunch of things I want to talk about tonight. However, there's a bit of a caveat here at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to explain exactly what that is, and I'll probably do it twice during the show, just because I need to make a point. Oh, look at this. Jesse says, guys, if Jeff gets donations on his show, I will trash him on my show immediately following, so pay up. Yeah, that's funny. All right, so everybody hears me. So this is something that I'm going to say, hey, Harry Henderson, what are you doing over there? John, how you doing, buddy? Stacy, what's up? Let's see, really MFU. All right, it looks like we're only going to have a couple of people in here. Now, here's the thing I just want to say at the top of the show. All right, and I'm going to play that annoying ass video I just played again, so just hear me out. Okay. So here's the deal. Welcome to Mob Talk Radio, ladies and gentlemen, because we always have ladies in our chat. Listen, I'm glad to be here. And I'm glad to see those of you who pulled up to support the channel and the content and obviously what we do around here. I know we're not incredibly busy on YouTube. As you guys noticed, we gave away 10 free memberships to our YouTube channel today. We are going to do that once a month, and we are eventually moving to members only. That, you know, I've said that before, but this time we're actually going to do it. A lot of our content will be members only from here on out. In fact, this will be sort of on our playlist for the next day, and then that'll move to members only. There's a lot of reasons for that, but just hear me out, and we'll go from there. I have really tried to just take a step back the last couple of months and sort of, hey, Carol, how are you? Sicilian Syndicate, what's up, buddy? I have really tried to just take a break from a lot of this and just kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And now I know what we're going to do. We will be moving to members only. We will still be doing one live a week for free, and we'll still do a little bit of content for free. But starting next month, we will move to members only. Okay. So if you guys do not have a membership, you don't have to run out and get one right now. You don't have to do it till next month. And we're going to be giving away 10 free memberships a month. But I just want to make this point. I work incredibly hard at what I do. I still believe, while we may not have the best content, I do believe we have the best visual content, and I do believe that we have the most accurate information that's out there. And that's just the truth. I think we do more in-depth analysis than anybody else on here. And I'm going to take the next year to prove that to everybody. There's been a lot of people that have said I needed to quit. I need to run away. So get used to seeing my face, because you're going to see it for the next year. That is the goal. We're going to do this for another year on YouTube, and then I'm done with it. So here is the thing. Every live that we do from here on out, what we are going to do is we are going to name a boss for every single live we do. Now, you may say, what the fuck is this shit? Let me explain. I don't like the word donations. I never have. I never will. Donations are like charitable type of stuff. So we are going to rephrase this. We're not doing donations on this show. We do tributes. And if you understand the vernacular, you know what that means. A lot of YouTubers don't give back to their own fucking communities. They make hand over fist, and they never give their communities anything. We have always done that here, and tonight is going to be no different. So here is the deal that I'm going to make with every single one of you that are in here now and that will watch this on the replay. This rule is going to remain in place from here on out. This is about keeping the channel going, about helping upgrade software, computers, and anything that I need to keep this going. And it's going to go right back into the show. So here is how it's going to work. Every live that we do, we are going to pick one person at the end of the show, the last 5 minutes, and we are going to name them boss of Mob Talk Radio for the night. Okay. So you might say, well, how is all of this going to work? Well, each one of you could actually be a boss. And I'm not trying to turn this into a competition, but I always like to give stuff away. So here's how this is going to work. And then I'm going to play the annoying ass video and we'll get on with the show. Okay. The one person, and this goes for every live that we do, the one person that tributes more money than anybody else is going to get an opportunity to win a prize. And here's how that's going to work. Okay. One boss, which is the winner, every single live. And that person is going to have a choice of 3 options. Okay. You can either get the mic in the mob, which is going to be absolutely free for you, or you can get the next book that we have coming out, which is going to be in July, free autographed copy. You won't get that till July. Or you can get a Mafia related t-shirt. Okay. Or you can get a free month of Mob Talk Radio podcast for free delivered to your email. So how is that going to work? Well, here's how it's going to go. All right. When we start a show every night, the person who donates the most money during that show is obviously going to be the boss and the winner and is going to get to pick what they want. However, in order for us to give away the 3 big prizes, we have to reach a minimum of $50 total in tributes across the board, meaning just a total. Okay. If we fail to meet, and I'll say this again, if we fail to meet a $50 tribute in total, those 3 top prizes, which will include the t-shirts and the books, won't be given away. However, we will still give away a free month to Mob Talk Radio's podcast, regardless. So if you donate $1, guess what? You're in the running. Okay. That's the way we're going to do this because I don't believe in taking something and not giving something back. So if we reach 50 and above total, we will then allow the winner to pick whatever prize they want. If we don't reach that threshold, then we will simply give away to the winner, whoever donated the most, a free month-long subscription to Mob Talk Radio. That's the way we're going to do it. And I hope everybody, understands where I'm coming from. At the end of the day, this is how I make my living. For anybody that donates anything over 30, I will trash Jeff Nadeau tonight. How about that? If anybody donates $30, I will trash Jeff Nadeau. Past that, I'm not going to do it. Up at the top, you see our PayPal, our Cash App, Venmo, and all of that stuff. So I want to play the video one last time, and then we'll get started with the show. Once again, guys, I appreciate anybody who donates, but it's got to be my time is money at this point. So here we go one last time with this.
Pull up the stream every Thursday night. Got your coffee, your cannoli, and the chat's in sight. Name in the ticker rolling like a headline crawl. You drop a little tribute and you're part of it all. Pay the cost to see the ball. Hey! Jeff Canarsie running Mob Talk, of course. Spin that wheel, let the big prize fall. One click, now you're standing tall. Pay the cost to see the ball. Oh, yeah. Your name rings out when the credits cross. From the chat to the Hall of Fame wall. Pay the cost to see the ball. Old neighborhood stories pouring smooth like gin. Every time you tip the table, you get pulled further in. Shirts, books, mystery boxes in that giveaway pile. You take a shot for the jackpot and Jeff cracks a smile. Pay the cost to see the ball. Jeff Canarsie running Mob Talk, of course. Spin that wheel, let the big prize fall. One click, now you're standing tall. Pay the cost.
I apparently need somebody to teach me how to use StreamYard. Okay, to the person who just sent me a Cash App, I don't know if you want me to mention your name, but for the person who just sent the Cash App, let me just tell you guys something. We're halfway to the grand prize already. Okay, so for the person who just sent me the Cash App, here's what I want to do. I want to protect your name because I like you and you're a great person and you did not have to do what you just did. So what I'm going to do is, because it's you, here's what I want you to do. I want you to email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. And whatever you want, you can have. I know you have been through a lot of rough shit and you didn't have to donate to me. So I'm willing to give you whatever you want because you're a good person. You've always been good to me. And I like to support people that are good. So, guys, the Cash Apps are coming in. So who's going to be the boss? And like I said, also to the person who sent me the Cash App, if you don't want me to tell anybody that you're the boss, if that's the way this ends, let me know in an email, or have our mutual friend text me and tell me, because I don't want to put you out there and get you attacked. Like, it's just sort of pointless. Okay. So you guys know the rules. Once again, I'll explain it one last time. If we reach $50, then the winner of the boss gets to pick their prize. If we don't, you know what? I'm feeling kind of good. Put a 1 in the chat if you want a free month of Mob Talk Radio's podcast. Let's have some fun. Let's give away some shit. Let's have a good time. I'm willing to do this for a couple of people. So, Jesse, are you doing anything? Because I'm going to need I'm going to need Jesse to play blind horse over here. I tell you what, Stacy, you got it. I'll give it to you. How about that? Stacy, congratulations. You're going to get Mob Talk Radio's podcast. Here is what I need you to do, Stacy. I need you. I'm going to write your name down real quick. Here's what I need you to do. Guys, I will get to the mob content. Just give me a second. Stacy, email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. Email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. And just say, hey, I won the free month, just to remind me. And what'll happen is every Friday, you will get a copy of the full entire show direct to your email. How about that? Okay. So I'm going to give away 4 more. Let's give away 4 more. So we're going to give away 5. So if you do not have a Mob Talk Radio podcast subscription, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Stacy is, so that's 1. We've got 4 more. Jesse, you're going to pick the 4. Hey, Erica, how you doing? We're going to pick 4 more. So let's see. Jason, you want one? You got one. Jason, email us at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. Let us know you won. Carol, you already got it. You don't even have to worry about that. Jesus, all you guys want free shit. Okay. So let's see. Who took your wrench? I don't know, but I will fix that for you. Let me just fix that right now. Let's see. Boom. You got your wrench. I don't know why you didn't have it, but you got it now. Okay, so we got a bunch of people. So right now, Stacy, let me just write this down. Just give me a second. Stacy has 1. Carol, of course, has 1. Jesse, I give you one. Jesse, you're not going to count, but I'll give you 1 too. Okay, Erica, wait, hold on 1 second. Let me fix something, guys. All right, Erica, you should be good now. You should have your wrench back. Okay. You're going to pick Jesse. So let's see. We have Jason, we have Carol, and we have Stacy. Jesse, pick 2 more. Just pick 2 more, Jesse, at random. Pick 2. Yeah, pick 2. We're going to give away 5, guys. So we got Stacy, Carol, and what did I say? Jason? Well, listen, Jose, Jesus Christ, Joseph, let me tell you something. And anybody that is on my podcast will tell you this. If you are running into financial issues and you like the podcast, all you ever have to do is reach out to me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com and just let me know what you're going through and I'll just hook you up. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Okay. So let me write this down really quick because I'll forget and somebody won't get the show and they'll get all pissed off at me. Stacy, Jason, what did you pick? Joseph too? Okay. Erica. Okay. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? Is that 5? I'm only going to discuss Jeff Nadeau if somebody donates over $40. Okay. I got your email, Stacy. Thank you. Got your email. Okay, so here's what we got. We've got Stacy, we've got Carol, Jason, Joseph, and Erica. Is that where we're at? And I tell you what, Curtis, we'll give Curtis too. Hold on a minute. Let me just look. Okay, so Curtis. Okay, so let's see. Carol, Stacy, Jason, Joseph, Erica, Curtis. That's all we're going to give away for right now. Here's what I need you to do. Email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. And beginning next Friday, you will get the brand new month free of Mob Talk Radio. And the only thing that I ever ask you guys to do is just simply tell people about the show. That's it. So for anybody that's just coming in, I know this is going to be a regurgitation kind of thing, and I apologize. I'm only going to play this one last time, and that's it.
Pull up the stream every Thursday night. Got your coffee, your cannoli, and the chat's in sight. Name in the ticker rolling like a headline crawl. You drop a little tribute and you're part of it all. Pay the cost to see the ball. Hey! Jeff Canarsie running Mob Talk, of course. Spin that wheel, let the big prize fall. One click, now you're standing tall. Pay the cost to see the ball. Oh, yeah. Your name rings out when the credits cross. From the chat to the Hall of Fame wall. Pay the cost to see the ball. Old neighborhood stories pouring smooth like gin. Every time you tip the table, you get pulled further in. Shirts, books, mystery boxes in that giveaway pile. You take a shot for the jackpot and Jeff cracks a smile. Pay the cost to see the ball. Jeff Canarsie running Mob Talk, of course. Spin that wheel, let the big prize fall. One click, now you're standing tall. Pay the cost.
All right, now this is the last time I'm going to mention. If anybody is confused about what that is, here's the deal. Every week we are going to name a boss, and that is somebody who tributes, not donates, to the show. Okay, and usually that's the person that donated the most will get that. However, there's a caveat. We have to reach a minimum of $50, and if we reach a minimum of $50 in total tributes, then the winner, the boss of that week, will get to pick between either our published book that's already out, our book that is coming out in July, albeit some Mafia swag from our store, a shirt, or they can have Mob Talk Radio podcast free for a month. If we don't reach the 50, that doesn't mean we don't have a boss. It just means the boss doesn't get to pick their specific prize. But irregardless of that, they will still get, no matter what happens, a free month of Mob Talk Radio. We are a little over halfway to our threshold tonight. So you guys want to try to outbid the boss, go for it. By the way, these books all sell for close to $30. The shirts are close to $30. The show's about $15 a month, give or take. So that I will probably mention that again. And it's not that I'm harping on it. I just need to, for everybody to understand this is how I make a living. And for me to continue to do this, I have to make a living. Anyway, that being said, I said for the Nadeau fans, anybody that donates over $40, I will trash Jeff Nadeau for like 25 minutes straight. Past all that, I really don't want to really trash the guy other than to say this. He got caught admitting he called the police on gangsters. That makes him a rat. That makes him a lowlife. That makes him a scumbag. And that's really as far as I want to go with that. Now, let me see. Just really quick. Holy crap, we have reached our threshold. Okay, so this is where we're at. All right. For the person who just sent me something, you guys are neck and neck. We have reached the official threshold. So here's the situation and where we're at. I said, if we reached 50, the minimum of 50, whoever donated the most would get to pick what their prize was. We now have a two-way tie. So what's it going to be, ladies and gents? What's it going to be? We have a tie for the boss, and I'm going to leave it at that. So continue to donate. Even if you can donate $1, it's fine. Every little bit helps. Now, this is where I need you guys to sort of help me. By the way, Jesse, drop your link for your show. Jesse, I believe, is coming on at 9 or a little earlier than that. So we're going to get out of here about 8:35, 8:45. And we will be live again this week. Our schedule going forward is going to be 2 lives a week. Both of those from now until the end of the month will be free. Once we get to next month, what we are going to do is we'll do 1 live a week that's totally free for everybody, and the other 2 will be members only. We gave away 10 free memberships today, and we're going to do that every month. So here's the one thing I need your guys' help with. Sicilian Syndicate's probably the best one to ask. Only because I know he listens to the podcast and et cetera. Have you guys heard of a group called Ndrangheta? Yes or no? Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you? Doing good. Yes, please sub to Jesse Roth. Please. And for everybody that's been donating, thank you. Because I'm going to take the last 5 minutes and go through it. I can't do it right this second. But here's the deal. Has everybody heard of Ndrangheta? Okay, so Stacy, I know you have because you're always around. Calabria, born ground. All right. So here's what's interesting. And Sicilian Syndicate can verify this just because he's got no reason to lie, and he never has. I said a year ago that Ndrangheta was here in New York. A lot of other content creators said I was crazy, said I didn't know what I was talking about, and even said I made it up. Anybody been watching the news the last 2 weeks at all? You can hit 1 for yes, 2 for no. Has anybody been watching the news the last 2 weeks? Yes or no? It's okay. I knew what you meant, Sicilian. I knew what you meant. The Canadian Queen. Oh. Okay. So when we talk about Ndrangheta, not to confuse anybody, okay? Because here's what we have. We have Cosa Nostra. Cosa Nostra is American, okay? It's Sicilian origin, but it's what the Americans have as far as organized crime. In Italy, you have the Camorra, and there's like 50 different groups that they have. But the biggest group in the world right now is what we call Ndrangheta. Think of Ndrangheta like organized crime, but here is the difference. American organized crime launders their illegal money through banks. Ndrangheta is the one that owns the banks. Okay? Now, I said over a year ago, Ndrangheta was already here in New York in very small enclaves. I know that because I'm around a lot of people and I hear everything else. And the lovely Angel Gotti has entered the goddamn room. Everybody clap for Angel Gotti. We'll give a golf clap. Hey, if you guys haven't seen any of Angel's interviews, please go over there and watch her interviews. If you're not a member of hers, become a member. She's the only one doing interviews that are fantastic because her approach is genius. Her approach is you're sitting in my living room on the couch, eating a pastry and some coffee. That's it. That's what makes the interviews work. It doesn't feel forced. You ever watch an interview where it feels forced? She's that good. Go over, donate to her, join, all of that stuff. Anyway, back to Andromeda. I told all of you they were here. A lot of people said I was crazy. Well, 11 people got arrested in upstate New York, right? Isn't that something? And that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Allegedly, all 11 of these people, 7 of which were inducted into Andromeda. Okay, that's number one. And the others were associated. Turns out that allegedly, according to the FBI, these are not my words, that Frank Albanese is the head of Andromeda here in the United States in Albany, and that Angelo Camiso, who is a heavyweight in Italy, was also arrested in Italy due to this. Now, let me tell you why this is a big deal. Okay. First of all, Andromeda has never pushed that hard into the United States, and there's a reason for that. The reason for it is they do not want the criminal charges that get attached to certain crimes. In Italy, murder, 6 years, they're out. Canada, 8-9 years, they're out. Here, death penalty, or you're never getting out. And what Andromeda never wanted to do was come to this country and put themselves into a situation where they would, basically pay a penalty of triple the time in prison, which is why they never came here sort of en masse. However, they completely and utterly and thoroughly control Canada. Okay. Their desire has always been to push traditional Cosa Nostra out. And what you have really seen going on there the last few years is Andromeda jockeying for position to control the bikers, the street corner gangs, and everything else, which is why we saw a lot of these shootings, because the Rizzutos were just holding on for dear might with whatever they had left. That's why this news of 11 men arrested in Albany, New York for being members of Andromeda is insane. It's insane. Now, you might ask, why Albany? Well, it's a choke point, okay? And to understand the dynamics of Canada, narcotics is always going to be the crux of criminal aspirations money-wise, right? However, what is different about this is that American tobacco, or tobacco in general in Canada, might as well be heroin for a lack of comparison at the moment, okay? The stranglehold on tobacco is insane, and a lot of people have been fighting over that for a long time. So when you put a group like Andromeda on the border, it's interesting to me. I'm not saying anything's going to come of them being on the border of Albany, but here's the question that I know maybe one or two of you is wondering. Well, if Andromeda is the most powerful organized crime organization in the world, why haven't they come to America full force? A lot of that's because of the penalties. But the fact that there was more than like 10 here, it's not surprising to me, but it's very telling, because they cannot just, especially when you talk about small limited numbers, 10 to 15, 20 guys, you obviously you can't move into Albany and take over everything. You just can't. So there has to be an ebb and flow and a back and forth by American mob families to allow that. Because believe it or not, even though Andromeda worldwide is bigger than anything we've ever seen, 5, 10, 15 guys cannot take on the 5 families. You just can't. So I got to imagine there's a lot of ebb and flow and a lot of money going back and forth. Now, from what I understand, Camiso, not Camiso, but Albanese is the guy that essentially is the middleman between the United States, Canada, and Italy, and that Camiso is one of the de facto heads in Italy and in Canada of Andromeda. Camisos are huge. I think I saw somebody mention that earlier in the show. This is a big thing. And what strikes me as odd is the fact that everybody said I was a liar. and I didn't know what I was talking about, and I was inventing it, and I didn't. And it's big news. It's not getting a ton of press, and I think a lot of that is because, listen, if you guys want a good challenge, I challenge you to go look at the hierarchy of Andromeda and try to figure that out. You can't. I can't even do it. And I've been looking at it for years and years and years. So you can imagine if I can't figure that out, I doubt the FBI knows what the hell is going on. But they have arrested 11 guys, but they haven't dropped the charges or the indictment yet, which I find particularly odd because this should be huge news, but it's not. It kind of had a soft landing, which kind of makes me wonder if there's more guys than that here. If you held a gun to my head and you said to me, now listen, how many do you think are truly here? I would tell you total, at least 100, not in one group, small splinter cells. That's how you have to think of Andromeda, is small splinter cells, little pockets here, 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 and here. And the other unique thing is that Andromeda, they're all related. They're blood related. So there's not any intermingling. There's not, he's my fifth cousin on my mother's side once removed. None of that shit. They're all blood related. And in totality, and I've said this before, that in the history of Andromeda, I think there's been less than 20 informants, but there's over 20,000 in American Cosa Nostra. And that ought to tell you how proficient they are at just keeping their mouth shut. While I'm not going to do a whole show here on Andromeda, I wanted to bring that up because I felt that it's important because I think it shows that by hook or by crook, even if it's just, how far is Albany from Toronto or from the Canadian line, Niagara? What, a couple hours, if even that? And the fact that now you see them sort of coming down this direction, it's telling. And I just wonder what kind of parlance they have with American organized crime. Because regardless of whether you believe it or not, the reality is the fact that this has sort of been highlighted now is going to work in one or two ways. Either everything's going to halt, or now guys are going to say, well, fuck, we're already here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play in politics, and I don't know. To me, it was, when I saw that news, I went, uh-oh, this is interesting. But again, I love it when people tell me I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about, Anyway, I don't have a ton of topics other than that. I was going to trash Jeff Nadeau if we got over $40 single donation. I would have trashed Jeff Nadeau, but I don't particularly enjoy doing that. It's kind of easy work. Let's see if we're updated here. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let me address this really quick. Yeah, Angel, I'm not gonna mention that. Okay. We have more. It looks like we have a winner so far. All right. So we're over our threshold and it looks like we may have a clear winner here, but like I said, we're going to wait and announce that at the very end. To the person who just sent me the additional stuff, do you want me to name you or not? I'm gonna send you a let me I don't want to say your real name. Sicilian. If it does so happen that you were to win, do you want me to do that or keep that silent? Like I said, okay. Because I don't want to put anybody in any positions. And Angel, I got your message, so I'll take care of that. But I don't think that's going to matter, Angel, because we had something else come in. Anyway, so like I said, the winner tonight will get to choose between the Mike and the Mob, because we did pass our threshold for this evening. So, the winner will be able to pick from either this book or the John Gotti book that I'm doing that's coming out. Well, it's not totally John Gotti. It's about Paul Castellano too, which is coming out in July, or a t-shirt or Mob Talk Radio. Also, guys, we gave away 10 free memberships to our channel tonight as well. We gave away five free Mob Talk Radio podcasts for a month. I love doing that. And like I said, if you have not joined our podcast site, we do 3-hour podcasts every Friday. It's exhausting. It's a lot of work. And what we covered today was John Riggy in a way that I don't think he's ever been covered before. Listen, I'm like all of you. I'm a mob aficionado. I'm a mob fan. I like to watch documentaries and stuff like that. And the one thing that annoys me every time is how many fucking times do I have to watch a John Gotti documentary and that fucking asshole, fucking, what's his name? Coffee. That asshole, that detective, Coffee. You know who I'm talking about, right, Angel? He's never got anything good to say about anybody. I know he's not alive anymore, but it's every fucking documentary. So what I like about doing certain things differently is I don't want to give you just the, oh my God, everybody and their fucking mother is, oh, that's an attorney. I'm not picking that shit up. Hell no. No, we're not picking that one up. I know what that's about. Every documentary that I typically see, is the same thing. And so when I do these biographies, I compare like a Johnny Torrio to Neil Delacroix. And I do it that way. And I give you stats that I don't think are commonly known. And a lot of you don't know that we're doing that because I have yet to find a really good way of promoting the podcast. See, when you're on Apple and Spotify, it kind of does it for you and you're there. But because I'm on Supercast, it's very hard to kind of cross promote that. So if you're interested, give it a chance. If not, that's fine too. I'm going to go through the chat. If you guys want to do some Q&A stuff, we can do that. Like I said, this is your show as much as it is mine. Jesse, what time are you going on? Are you planning on going on at 8:45? Because I'm considering getting off here about 20 after 8, only because I have to upload some more stuff tonight. Yes, please. All winners, please email me at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. And just remind me, a bunch of you already did, just remind me that you won. Otherwise, I'll forget. Because I think we're right now, we had Jacob Stoops, who does his own mob channel, donated like 20 fucking memberships to Mob Talk Radio. So we've got a lot of people that are getting free stuff. Let's see. I heard Coffee carries at 357, thinks he's a cowboy. Yeah. John Gotti never liked anybody. Fuck that guy. I never liked him. The truth is, Carol, I rarely watch a mob documentary. It's very rare that I will, just because I've seen them all. And it's all the same stuff. Hold on. Let's see. As long as with the pardon, we talked about life lessons and experiences. If great, if you don't have one, get used to one. That's very helpful. Yeah, I agree. Was Jimmy Calandra that tough? Let me say this. I don't think Jimmy Calandra is soft. I don't think Jimmy Calandra is weak. I think Jimmy Calandra legitimately will fight somebody. And you also have to understand one thing, is that to be in that crew, the Bath Ave crew, you couldn't be soft. You just couldn't be. Ultimately, at the end of the day, they all became informants or whatever the case may be. But I don't think that you could be around in that neighborhood in that time period with Anthony Spiro and those guys running around and dealing with the guys that were in that crew and be soft. I just don't think you could be soft. Does that mean he could beat up everybody? No. But does that make Jimmy Calandra an absolute Bush League pussy? No, absolutely not. I would not say that about Jimmy. I don't like what he did, but past all of that, I don't think you could be in that crew in that neighborhood, just like you couldn't have grown up in Howard Beach in a certain time without being a tough guy. Neighborhoods made you tough. It's just the truth. Just the truth. But I wouldn't say he was a guy that made everybody shake either, if I could be more transparent about it. Yeah, which question? Which one? Let me go back up, Sicilian. Or just, you know what? I tell you what. Let's see. What's your opinion about Frank Matthews? So I guess the question would be Tiara, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, just correct me. What Frank Matthews? So I guess what you're asking me is he alive or is he dead? I guess that would be it, right? So here's a better question, because we have to start from the beginning. How on earth did Frank Matthews literally bond out of jail in Las Vegas and disappear with like, how much money? What was it? $20 million? How do you even get bail in a situation like that? I get it. You know, you're a drug dealer. You got cash. Oh, no. He'll be here, Your Honor. But he was gone within days. So the question remains is that, do I believe that he escaped with his money? No, I don't think he ever made it. And I think a lot of the reasons why is it's not impossible to sort of go cloak and dagger and never be seen again, but it's impossible to have that kind of money and not be noticeable to some extent. There's a lot of people I know that believe he got out, was in Cuba, Jamaica, or something like that. I think he's dead. The mob wanted him gone, and a lot of that was because he was going to try to kill everybody in the mafia and take over everything. I just don't think he's alive. I don't think he's alive. But I'll tell you the secret to it. If the FBI ever believed that he truly got away with what he got away with, follow the wife, follow the kids, because eventually he's going to show up. Because I don't know. Listen, do I hope he's alive? Sure, of course. We all cheer for the bad guy in the movies, right? But at the same time, I just don't think he did. I just don't think he did. But I could be wrong. I could be completely 100% wrong about that. Guy was a genius. Guy was highly intelligent. It's just a shame that the people he put around him didn't have the moxie that he had. But isn't that the story of organized crime and crime in general? There's always one gem in a room full of nut jobs, and it only takes one person to ruin the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean? Do you think the Mendez brothers will ever get released since their charges changed? Are you talking about the Menendez brothers or are you talking about cartel guys? I think you're talking about cartel guys, but I'm not sure. Oh, no, you're talking about the Menendezes. Okay. Because there's cartel guys with that last name. Do I ever think they're going to get released? No, I don't think so. And the reason being for that, I think, honestly, is because they're still not capitulating to doing what they did. Anytime, you have a parole hearing, what the parole board really wants to hear is you say, listen, I did XYZ because of XYZ. Was it the right decision to make? If I could go back, would I change it? Yes. But these guys have legitimately stuck to their story. They've never deviated. I think the culture is different at the justice level now with people that have been assaulted by their families and stuff like that. But also you have to look at the mitigating circumstances. It's not like this happened. It culminated into one evening where somebody pulls out a 38, goes bang, and that's the end of it. Because that's not what it was. It was much more severe than just one. And that's the reason why so many people have a hard time getting parole, because they'll say, okay, you were touched, you were assaulted, we get it. You'd been under a brutal regime in your house, but you shot a guy 12 times with a shotgun. The minute you hit overkill is why you're never going to be released. That's it. Now, could they? Absolutely. Do I think they will? No, not in the next 15 years. Eventually, a judge may just have to let them out. If Gavin Newsom overrides certain things, that could help them as well. But I'll be honest with you, I don't buy their story. I do. Do I think that they were messed with? 100%. 100%. But here's the problem. To any American jury or to any logical thinking human being, this is one question the parole board is going to ask them. Why didn't you just walk away? Why didn't you tell the authorities? If you were that angry, why not just leave the house and never go back? Well, because they wanted their money. And there's a lot of truth to that. Regardless, I'm not dumbing down being assaulted or anything such as the case. But what I'm saying is that's the way the justice system works. Well, if you had a chance to walk away, why didn't you? And they can't explain that. And I know there's a lot of abuser victim stuff that goes on where it's hard to leave. I get all of that, but just the brutality of what they did, a little hard for me to understand that. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Once again, I'm not, I keep getting jury notices. You guys fucking believe this? I keep getting jury duty notices. And I'm like, nah, I'm the wrong one for that. You know what I mean? Won't Andromeda have a problem with a Sicilian clan like the Inzarillos, who are already dominating New York for a potential rivalry? So this, don't take this the wrong way, Sicilian. I appreciate you. You're a real prick, because this is exactly what I was going to talk about next week. And I'm still going to on the podcast, because that is going to have a huge, that is going to be, you have the scales. That scale is going to tip because of it. And I don't want to talk about that necessarily publicly, because there's some things that I need to say where I kind of got to bob and weave a little bit. But we are going to cover that on the podcast next Friday. That is going to be an intimate part of our show. But yes, they're going to have a problem at some point. Now, if all there is 11 guys in Albany, which I don't believe, I think it's a lot more than that. If that's all there is and they're all going to jail, then it's game over. Game over, just as it starts, so to speak. But there's more than that. There's guys in Brooklyn. There's guys in Jersey. There's guys in places. It's just going to be interesting. Let's see. My money is he's in the desert. Well, would he be in the desert like Arizona vacationing, living in a nice hacienda, or is he in the dirt? Which one? A lot of holes in the desert. You know what I mean? Let's see. They spent money like water and have showed no remorse. Plus, they continue to violate the rules. I know they all do. Until they admit something, they will sit there. Stacy's 100% right. How many violations did they have? How many shots did they take? And when I mean shots, you get shots when you're in prison. You get shots, write-ups. They haven't learned anything. And I think that, see, it's weird because I can't put myself in their position. I can understand if everything that they've alleged went on. I don't blame them for doing what they did. Okay. They're protecting themselves. Shit happens, right? But I got to think, they're multimillionaires. I don't want to live a shitty ass existence. But you know what I'm going to do? Fuck killing them. I'm just going to do a civil lawsuit and sue the shit out of them in court and take all their fucking money. That's what I would have done. But the fact that they felt like there was no other route to go but that, and then as soon as they do that, they're out having a good time, that's a problem for me. You know, who do you think is the most underrated family not in New York? And where does Detroit rank on that list? For me personally, the most underrated family not in New York right now, currently, is going to be Philadelphia in the incarnation that they're at now. Where does Detroit rank on that list? Right behind the five families, in my opinion. Granted, with Detroit, there's a lot of changing going on in Detroit. A lot of the old guys are going away, and a lot of the guys are very old, but they're still very dangerous and they're still very undercover, even though Scott Bernstein follows them around with a camera and tells everybody where they hang out for some fucking reason. But it's like anything else, Mario, in order to stay on top. And that was really kind of where I was going with the John Riggy show that we did today over on the podcast, is in order to stay on the top, the guys that have been the most successful are union guys. Think Anthony Scotto for a second. Think Joe Adonis. Think Anthony Anastasio, or Anastasia as he was known. These were all guys. Johnny Dio, another one. These are all guys that came up in unions, and guys that are really Ralph Scopo, guys that are really good in the unions. If you look at all of the most famous mob figures, I said this on my podcast today, look at all the most famous mob figures in history. Those who start off with the unions often become bosses themselves. Tommy Lucchese, Gagliano, the list just goes on and on and on and on. That's almost a prerequisite. And guys that can run unions are so much more intelligent than guys that don't. And that's not to say that there isn't a place for stick-up men, loan sharks, extortion, gambling, and et cetera, garbage haul. And that's all relevant. But union guys just know how to, they're on a whole nother scale. They're on a multimillionaire scale versus somebody who's, hijacking. There's just a certain level. And it seems like guys that are really good at infiltrating the unions just expanded to something more vast. Without those smaller guys doing the unions, the concrete club never comes along. You know what you know what I mean? So if you look at Tommy Lucchese, I love using him as an example of a boss. He comes into his prime through the unions and karting and everything else. And what does Tommy Lucchese do that is so proficient? He doesn't change much. He basically takes what was before him and he expands outward just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, enough to say, okay, we are going to build our turf and our territory a little more. We're going to expand the construction just a little bit. We're going to expand garbage hauling just a little bit. We're going to expand our Shylock and our numbers businesses a little bit further out. But he only goes so far. Fast forward, Tony Ducks Corallo comes in and basically shits in his own hand and flings it against the wall. And that's the reality of what happened to Tony Ducks, because Tony Ducks arrives and he overexpands. He takes over all the karting. He takes over all the construction. He takes over all the garbage hauling. The problem when you do that is you're pushing everybody else out and you're in essence creating enemies. So the bosses that are very proficient, Santo Trafficante Sr., very great boss. Santo Jr. was even better than his father, because he was tutored by Tommy Lucchese and other guys here in New York. So the idea is you don't want to change the makeup of something that works. Gently knead, it's like bread, gently knead it, gently expand, gently do certain things. Tony Ducks went fucking berserk. And when he goes berserk, look at what happens as a result. He destroys the whole entire fucking hierarchy of every mob family there is, because he couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut. He kept running his mouth. A lot of bosses do that. A lot of bosses get caught doing it. But a lot of bosses don't do that and get a whole bunch of other bosses indicted at the same time. John Gotti never did that. John Gotti never got other bosses indicted. He might have gotten himself a little bit indicted. But Tony Ducks Corallo got like 20, 30 guys indicted because of his mouth sitting in that Jaguar. Couldn't be quiet. And that's the problem, is he overexpanded too much too quick. And it decimated the family, if you guys can understand that logic. Let's see. I see your comment, but it has the P word, and I don't want to put that on there. All right. Historically, who do you think is the most underrated family not in New York? Underrated? Most underrated? The DeCavalcantes, hands down. Most underrated, 100%. Let me scroll down a little bit so I can get to some of these. Is it true mob-owned sports betting companies are operating inside them somehow? Yeah, they own most of the offshore ones, 100%, or they have a percentage. Or what they do, you'll love this part, they subcontract the payments. So in other words, when Joey Merlino was under indictment, right, there was an agency called Chris, which was an offshore gambling site located in Costa Rica. The mob didn't own that company, but they were subcontracted out to make sure that guys got paid. If it was 250,000 going to Brooklyn, 80,000 going to California, and they would hire mob guys who would take a percentage of that to subcontract out who gets to collect payments and to pay. And J.R. Rubio, one of the things he did was stole fucking money and blamed it on other people. I don't want to get into that case again, but yes, they own percentages of certain companies. Most underrated historically, in my opinion, Pittsburgh. You have a reasonable point there. I wouldn't disagree. They just didn't have a long run. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Let's see. Let me slide this over to the left. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Unions equals political control. Absolutely. And if you guys, just so you know, we did a podcast today on the DeCavalcante crime family, and there are things in that show that I don't think any of you know about. But guess what we did? Because I'm a nice guy, it's on YouTube. Not only is it on the podcast, so those of you that won the podcast for today, for beginning next Friday, if you're interested in what we talked about today, I want you to go right to our YouTube channel, go under videos, and watch the DeCavalcante crime family show. You're going to learn stuff that I don't think you would have known before. Wasn't it weak of Cosa Nostra not to kill Joe Bonanno after his publications? Well, it was probably weak of them not to kill him after he attempted to have the whole entire commission killed with Joe Magliocco. Or you can take number two. After he, so for those that know and those that don't, Joe Bonanno wanted to overthrow the commission. He knew he didn't have allies in the Genovese, the Lucchese's, or the Gambinos for that matter, and he was trying to do anything that he could. So he tries to hook his wagon up to the Colombos. Joe Magliocco at the time was the new boss of the Colombo crime family. He was not getting recognized by commission members, and he was pissed. Joe Bonanno sees this and tries to talk him into whacking out the whole fucking commission to take over. Joe Bonanno was literally going to merge all 5 families under one umbrella, make himself the boss, and then make Joe Magliocco his number 2. Magliocco was assigned the task of setting it up. He goes to Joe Colombo, who was a prolific hitman at the time. Colombo, recognizing how stupid of an idea this is, realizes he's either going to get killed or he's going to be the scapegoat, goes and tells Carlo Gambino and the rest of the commission. Therefore, they shelve Joe Magliocco. You're out. You're done. Bonanno turns tail and hauls ass to Montreal, scared for his life. The Mafia wants Joe Bonanno to come back and answer for these accusations. He sends word back through Sam DiCavalcante, through Angelo Bruno, I do not recognize your commission or any commission. I'll do what I want. That should have gotten him fucking killed. Never mind the ratting he did, the ratting his son did while his son was housed in Altoona at the lovely inmate inn, or excuse me, not the informant inn, which is what I like to call it, but both of them were informants. Both of them gave up everybody, and those are facts. So take your poison, pick your poison, should have been killed for a lot of different reasons. Likely wasn't because it just would have been too high value of an issue, I think. Running your car in a mouth is stupid. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, that's the one place you think you're safe, but common sense would tell you that's the one place you are not. And those wiretaps, I think, are on YouTube. They're fucking hilarious. They're screaming, Paul Castellano, what a jerk off. Oh, he's robbing us blind. What do you think of this guy? Fuck him. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys something here. You ready for this? I don't know if Angel Gotti's still in the chat. Angel, if you're in the chat, plug your ears right now. I have something in this book that is irrefutable, that Paul Castellano ordered the death of John Gotti to be murdered after Christmas, the same year Castellano gets killed. Because I have wiretaps with Jerry Langella, with Angelo Ruggiero, and other people talking, and Jerry Langella is telling Angelo Ruggiero exactly what's going on. Paul ordered John's death. This is about to get ugly because they're going to kill John and they're going to kill Neil. And so everybody that keeps coming to me saying that my theory is wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about and the commission did not greenlight Paul's death, you're wrong, and we're going to prove it in this book. So, haha, eat a banana, as Angel says. But prior to Tony Ducks, there were no wiretapping cars. Correct. You are right about that. That is an important facet to bring up because prior to that, they weren't allowed to do it. They were allowed to do it, but they weren't allowed to use that information in court hearings, just like the old wiretap laws of the 60s. They could listen, but they couldn't use it to prosecute. 100%. Phil is a glorified crew, bunch of knuckleheads simp to Dracula. Well, Joey Merlino is benched. He's no longer in the Mafia, and Philadelphia is not a glorified crew. I can tell you that for a fact. They are not a glorified crew. They have more men in their crime family than New Jersey does. They have more allies than some of the 5 families do right now. You're 100% wrong. Dracula does not, he's shelved. He's done. There's a new boss in Philly. There's a new hierarchy. So you're not right about that. One thing, listen, I may not get along with certain people there, but they are not. Are they knuckleheads? Sure. I'll give you that. They are knuckleheads. They're gossipers. I'll give you that. But they are not a glorified crew. They are bigger than a glorified crew. If I told you the number, you'd be stunned. Just true. Just true. My uncle changes cars like I change my underwear. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Okay. Will you ever do a show on the different crews from Chicago? I live in Chicago Heights and I grew up there. Apparently, I have family who knew Caesar Tocco. And he would be cool to learn about. Yes, Joe, we are doing Detroit probably in the next 3 weeks, but we're going to do it differently. We're going to do it in a way that nobody's ever done it before, where you are going to learn the names of some people that just are not your average guys that you hear about. But we're definitely going to do that. Let's see. You got OKC for the spread. Not bad. Not bad. Do you think Andromeda will or have set up shop in LA? There's a lot of money. No, because you know why? They can't beat the Armenians. The Armenians control, the Russians and the Armenians really control. Listen, and I'm not accounting for like the Mexican mafia, the Yakuza that's out there. The Armenians are very dangerous, and the Albanians. Those are the two big subgroups out in LA. Those are the ones you got to worry about. Andromeda doesn't need to set up in LA. Not if they have Canada. You know what I mean? Could I see why they would want to venture that way? Sure. Why not go to Texas? Nobody wants to go to Texas. You know who the mob boss of Texas is, right? I tell you what, put a 1 in the chat if you want to know who the official boss is in Texas. Who is the boss, the mob boss of Texas? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know who it is. And I will tell you who the boss is. I never do this. I never, ever do this, but I'll do it just once. All right, I see a lot of ones. The boss, the official mafia boss of Texas is a man by the name of Lee Cole. His underboss is named Polly. And James Proctor's his consigliere if he could find him. The new boss is a consummate gangster. I can tell you this, Mike. That guy is my rabbi. Taught me everything I know. And when I tell you that that's the one name nobody will mention there you go. There you go. Agree with Detroit. But Detroit is intriguing. It's the one crime family that's never been completely decimated. You know? Let's see. The Albanians sound like wild cowboys of New York. They do. Well, they are. They really are at the end of the day. Look at everybody. Bush. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. So here's the deal. It's 8:03. Let's see. Just a heads up. Our next live today is, Thursday. We are going to do a live on Saturday night. Okay, everybody. Saturday night at 8:05. All right. We're going to jump ahead a little bit unless Angel's doing a show. Is Angel still in the chat? Angel, are you doing a shout? Angel, are you doing a show Saturday? Yes, Lee Cole is a mob boss. You guys didn't know that? Of course he is. Of course he is. Angel, let me know in the chat if you're going to do a show on Saturday. And I won't be bringing any guests on tonight just because I know Jesse's getting ready to go on and I want to give Jesse, I jumped on her. Listen, I feel bad because I jumped on her slot today because yesterday I was going to do it last night and I said, I don't feel like it. Let me just schedule for tomorrow. And I didn't even think to look if she was scheduled. Change that to 8:30. Are you talking about Saturday? Okay. So Angel's on Sunday. Okay. Jesse, what time are you going on Saturday? Are you going on at like 7? What time? You just tell me what time you're going on Saturday. Okay, so why don't I just go on at like 8:45 Saturday? How does that work? Does 8:45 work for Saturday? Okay, so we will go live on Saturday at 8:45. Maybe a little earlier, maybe like 8:35. But either way, Jessie will get her show in for an hour and a half or so. So definitely come back here on Saturday. Check tomorrow because I'll have the times up and we will do a live there. And guess what? We are going to do another Who's the Boss? I'm telling you, we're going to give away stuff. That's just what we're going to do here. I also have a couple of guests already lined up. And no, they're not informants. These are going to be some interesting guests I think you guys are going to like. Also, I have a huge announcement. And I'm trying to, okay, let me say it this way. I have signed a deal to be a consultant on a mob TV show. Maybe TV show is the wrong way to phrase it. Documentary of sorts. They reached out to me a couple weeks ago, and honestly, I got to be honest with you. I thought it was a bunch of nonsense, somebody just trolling me, and it wasn't. It's a very reputable company, reputable people, and I'm going to be helping them in some capacity as well as being in it. So once I get the official paperwork, like I've signed everything already, I'm just kind of waiting for something else to come that my lawyer needs to look at, and it's going to be pretty. Oh my God, these people. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to this is my burner phone going off, and I don't know how to turn off the fucking ringer. I don't know how to use an Android. All I got is iPhone. How do I power off? Okay. Sorry, guys. Anyway, so I'll be able to announce that, I'm hoping, in the next month. Yes, please, all of the winners, please email me. I tell you what, let me look at, see what we're updated. Let's see. Okay. It looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're still missing somebody's email. So guys, if you won, do me a favor, email us at mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. I already got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3. So the email that I need is from Curtis. I need Curtis to send an email. I need Jason to send me an email, and the other one I have already got. All right. So Jason and Curtis are the two that still need to email me. Mob talk. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I got everybody else. Everybody else is taken care of. Let's see. You have more info about Scarfo Sr. than son Mark. Well, why would I have any information about Mark? Mark was a nobody. Oh, you're asking me, do you have more information about Scarfo Sr.'s son Mark? No, I don't really have a lot about him. Mark, I hate to say this, he was a victim of his father. Horrible. That's a real tragedy. That's a real tragedy. It's funny that you said that you like the playlist, because I do my playlists. If you guys are into music, I do some great playlists over on the show for like commercials and stuff. I just legitimately this morning, when I'm sitting around trying to get all of this done, I was like, all right, what do I feel like? 80s, fuck it. Let's just pick 5 and go. 6 songs and go. And what's funny is I keep getting requests for people saying, send me the music playlists from the show. So sometimes I do that too. Let's see. Do you remember when the Albanians attempted to take over the Fulton Fish Market in the 80s? They pretty much did without having to. And when I say did, what I specifically mean is no, they didn't take total control, but they put enough fear in everybody else that everybody else kind of got in line, to some extent anyway. And one of the more hilarious lies that Michael Francis continues to tell is that he was behind the gas scam. He had nothing to do with it. He tried to poach on the gas scam and basically got told, stay out of it or else. He didn't get anything out of that. He's a liar. He's that whole entire thing is a fabrication. It was Marat Balagula who went to Anthony Gaspipe Casso and said, listen, these guys are trying to shake me down and get in on my action here. I got a problem. And it was all of the mob sat down. First of all, they invited Michael to a sit down, and he was a bitch coward, and he ran and refused to show up at a sit down. That's why he never got anything, because he was scared for his life, because he knew what he did was wrong. And Gaspipe Casso and the 5 families cut it up, split it up. But Francis likes to tell everybody, oh, it was my scam. I put it together. He did nothing. He basically walked in and thought he could shake somebody fucking down using his father's name. That's all that ever fucking was. Michael Francis was not a tough guy. If Michael Francis was left to his own devices, he would have been shot and killed in the streets. His own father wanted to kill him because he stole money. That's the truth. Everything that comes out of Michael Francis's mouth is a fucking lie. Everything. Oh, I beat John Gotti at pool. I beat John Gotti in cards. Oh, I beat John Gotti at the negotiating table. To my knowledge, you never sat at a table with John Gotti in your fucking life, pal. And that's the problem. Go and watch his bullshit. He changes his narrative every other day. Listen, you can't just be the son of Sonny Francis, who was basically put in his place as a respect or an homage to him, and just keep your fucking mouth shut, make your money, and keep going. No, but he's also a federal informant too. Yet nobody ever wants to call him that. He tells people, I was never an informant. I have your cooperation deal signed by you. Come on. Like, get real. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. You don't need to inflate. Michael Francis said the mob didn't deal in drugs. Yeah. Yet he shared a cell with Rosario Gambino. Yeah, right. Yeah. And the 3-foot Albanian peckerhead is still running around telling people that John Gotti told him who he wanted dead. Fuck out of here. Like, why do these guys keep making shit up? It's so stupid to me. And I heard some wild story about a fucking Twinkie or some, I don't even know. I don't know. You're right about Armenians. I grew up with a lot of them. They got their hands in everything in the LA area. You know, absolutely. Absolutely. Wasn't Mark Scarfo really suicide? Yes. Nah, suicide. I never believed it was anything other than that. I believed it was a suicide. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. I really need to ask you this question before you close out. What are your thoughts on the new book that Kurt Cobain was really killed? I buy it. I agree with it. I think Courtney Love had a lot to do with that. All you got to do is watch, what is it, Soaked in Bleach? It's a documentary about Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love's murdering of Kurt Cobain, Soaked in Bleach. I have not read the book yet, but I firmly believe 100% that she was involved in that. 100%. And Sonny was right to feel that way. No, 100%. 100%. Francis is nothing but a liar. Absolutely. Hey, Carol, by the way, I was going to pick you first in the podcast, but Jeff was being a stinky meanie face and did it first. Yes, that is me. That is me. No, I try to do one thing over here. I try to be respectful to everybody. I try to just be honest with everybody, and I try to give back. We are the only, and when I say this, I'm not just saying it tongue in cheek. I am the only person on YouTube, mob content creator, who has given away thousands and beyond thousands and thousands of dollars. I can't tell you how many people's bills I paid, how many books they got for free, how much swag they got for free, the small, simple things that I've done. It's not about gloating. It's about giving back, because you guys enable me to have a home. And without that's what really aggravates me when I see people making 5, 6, 7, 10, whatever it is. I don't want to be specific about a number, but when I see people making a ton of fucking money and they don't give anything back to anybody, that should tell you about them and who they are. You know what I mean? Because any dime I get, you guys worked for, and I appreciate that and I respect that, because I know what a hard-earned dollar is. I know what that worth is. And a lot of people just don't. They just want you to pay them, or they're like, fuck all of you, I'm leaving, and they cancel the live. That's what a lot of people do. And I can't do that. Even though Jesse will tell you that at times I have said things like, oh, well, if I don't make $2, fuck everybody. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. I can't get the picture of Tony Ducks slinging shit out of my head. I'm sorry. I should have given you a different one. How about Lee Cole having diarrhea all over the top of his toilet and not the toilet seat? Maybe that's a better visual. Yeah, I believe Courtney Love paid somebody to do it. I seen a show where a guy admitted it, then he wound up dead. Yeah, there's a lot of circumstantial, conspiratorial type of stuff there. All right, let's see. Not to say that Jeff is also the only guy that actually talks about the mob. Yeah, I will. And listen, when I'm wrong, I'll tell you I'm wrong. If I get something wrong, I'll tell you. I will tell you 100% when I'm wrong. You know, and you know what? You got to give me some credit, because I saw an interview the other day where somebody was lying and I knew they were lying. And for once in my life, I didn't bother to say shit. I said, not my show, not my problem, not my interview. Don't give a fuck. But everything that came out of this asshole's mouth was a fucking lie. Everything. And I would know that because it's been publicized that the guy's a very well-noted liar. If anybody had asked me, I'd have said, you might want to stay away from that one. But you know what? It's entertainment. Fuck it. Who cares? Doesn't matter. The guy wants to lie, let him lie. Who gives a fuck? Let's see. Jeff, could Amuso have been an effective boss with Casa when is there? No, never. Never. Absolutely. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate it. No, I don't think so. Well, Okay, I read that wrong. Could a Muso have been an effective boss without Cass? One of those guys can survive, not two of them. That's like having a two-headed king cobra high on angel dust and just daring him to bite somebody. The two of them together was horrible. Only one. You imagine? And they would eventually have killed each other. I guarantee you that's the way that was going to go. That's the way that was going to go. Two guys with that kind of ego and power and bloodlust just can't survive. That's like putting Stanfa and Nicky Scarfo in the same room together with Roy DeMeo and saying, I don't know what you guys do, but figure it out amongst yourselves. Here's a pen and here's a grenade and here's a knife. Have at it. You know what I mean? Better to admit you're wrong if you're wrong. Now, if I get something wrong or I misspeak, I will 100% own it. I'm the only one on here that does, with the exception of people that, and I'm talking about in the mob genre, that only cover organized crime. You know what I mean? All right, one more question here. I got to go so Jesse can do her show. I'm surprised Musso didn't have Casso killed in prison. I'm surprised myself. I'm surprised Casso didn't get beat up in prison. You know what I mean? But it just, I don't know. It's like, a lot of people talk about Vinny Basciano, and I'm not here to say anything bad about Vinny Basciano whatsoever. But I have continued to say this for the last 5 years, and nobody seems to understand it. Everybody says, oh, he's going to get out. He's going to get out. How? He admitted to committing multiple murders on tape. It doesn't matter the legality of those fucking tapes. It doesn't matter if it was Joey Massino and they couldn't have a tape there. The whole point is the prosecution signed off on that being taped. Otherwise, you can't use that in court. The minute you say, I ordered so-and-so to be killed, you're never getting out of prison. Listen, I may want the guy out of prison, but that doesn't negate the fact that he admitted on tape to doing this. Never say anything you don't want played back to you in court. Facts. 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 You know what I mean? So I'm not dogging him when I say that. I'm a fucking realist. But then again, just to placate the people that are going to go, oh, how could he say that? Listen, the fact that Anthony Center is out of prison and Joey Testa got out is staggeringly creepy to me. Yeah, at some point, all right, yeah, we sentence them under the old guidelines over here. Yeah. Yeah, but they kill 50 fucking people. At what point do you go, well, the old rules are negated where we're not even, who cares? They killed more people than fucking cancer. You know what I mean? And you're right. This is a great point. Casso was paranoid of everything and everybody. He was. I don't know if he was almost as paranoid. That's what we got to do. Next live we do on Saturday night, we're gonna play a game called Who Was More Paranoid, and we'll make it a Jeopardy show. Who was more paranoid? Because imagine the paranoia of a Roy DeMeo. Imagine the paranoia of Mad Sam DiStefano. Imagine the paranoia of Nicky Scarfo, John Stanfa. Imagine the paranoia of oh God, what's the guy's name who tried to kill Joe Dog Zianuzzi? What's his face? Oh God, come on, guys. Tommy Agro. Imagine his fucking paranoia. You imagine putting all those guys in the same room and saying, okay, here's the problem. This guy's got to go. Which one of you wants to do it? You have every serial killer nutcase that was ever in the mob in the same room. Add Jacob Shapiro just for shits and giggles, you know? Send those guys into fucking Iran and let them have their way, you know? Toto Rena is another one. You know, I don't know if Toto Rena was necessarily paranoid. I think just Toto Rena just didn't give a shit. This is a guy that took airliners out of the sky and blew up trains, you know, not like these other guys. He's on a whole nother level. All right, guys. So here's the deal. I'm going to answer probably 3 more questions. I'm looking at my emails. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm checking the apps. Let me check all of our apps, ladies and gentlemen, just to see if we in fact do have a winner. Okay. That's app is checked. Let's see. This app is finagled. Let me go. Okay. We do, in fact, have a winner for Boss of the Week. And we are about to, let me just go into my banner here. All right. Boss of, or we'll call it Boss of the Live. Hold on. Boss of the Live is I'm probably going to spell this wrong just because. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. Can we get a drum roll? Do we have a drum roll in this thing? Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Don't run away just yet. Let's see. How come we don't have drum rolls and shit? We have boos. Who the hell wants a boo? Ooh, how about a siren? And the winner is, if it'll fucking show, boom, Sicilian, you are the boss of this live. So do me a favor, shoot me an email. Let me know what you want. Just tell me what you want. We'll get you whatever you want. That's how this show is going to work. That's how the giveaways are going to work. Okay. We gave away 10 free memberships today. We gave away 5 free Mob Talk radio podcast for a month. And the big winner today is Sicilian Syndicate, who's going to get to pick whatever he wants. If you want the old book, the new book, you want a t-shirt, go over to our, I tell you what, hold on a minute. Why don't Sicilian go over to our store, and if you see a t-shirt you like, just tell me what shirt you like and which one you like in the size. T-shirt, not a sweatshirt. Or let me know if you want a book, whatever you want to do. By the way, these prizes, the new book will arrive in 2 weeks from today. Or excuse me, the old book, the brand new book will not be ready until July. So if you want a shirt, or if you want the new stuff or the old stuff, just let me know. Just send me an email. We talk all the time anyway. So just send me an email, let me know. And also I wanted to thank all of those who donated. You didn't have to. There was a bunch of you. And if we could make this like a regular thing, we'll just keep giving away shit all day long. Also, Carol, I'll text Angel and she'll get with you. Anyway, I know it wasn't the best live in the world, guys, but I just wanted to come on here for at least an hour or so and just kind of chop it up with you guys and see if there was an interest to keep doing this. And obviously there is. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to be back here on Saturday, probably at 8:45. We're going to do a Jeopardy contest. We're going to do a bunch of different stuff, but it's all going to be mob related. We are also going to drop the link if anybody wants to join. In the meantime, any questions, any concerns, just reach out. mobtalkradioshow@gmail.com. If you're a member of the podcast and for some reason you're just having some financial shit, just let me know and I'll find a way to make sure you get it. A lot of people get on top of me sometimes about, oh, you're giving away your show to too many people. You're supposed to be making money, but look, I know what it's like to be in that situation. And I would rather have you listening and have you still being able to enjoy something. I just don't like the idea that money stops somebody. I know what it's like, the podcasts I listen to, like Jim Cornette Experience and stuff like that. I know that it's free, so it's never like I have to pay for it. But if I had a financial issue, that's something that once or twice a week takes me out of myself. It's a lot of the reasons why I watch Jesse Roth's show or I watch Angel's show. It takes me away from my nonsense. And so if I can make it free for you, or if I can do anything for you, just reach out and let me know. Listen, I can't solve all your problems, can't pay all your bills, not in that position anymore. But if you need help with anything, just reach out. I'm an easygoing guy. I'm easy to listen to. Don't listen to what the haters say, because they'll tell you that I have 3 tits and a fucking 12-inch dick and I run around town perverting mice and cows and elephants. They'll tell you all kinds of shit about me, but none of it's true. Anyway, let me just grab these 2 things. Erica says it was fun tonight. Thank you. Erica, please come back. Please let your friends know that we're here. That's the best thing you can do for us. I heard Lee Cole took Tony Ducks out to Denny's for diner. Yes, but he took him in a windowless van. It's important that we know that. And at first he tried to drop him off at a fucking Walmart because Tony Ducks wouldn't shut the fuck up. Anyway, please run over and support Wrestling with the Devil 2.0 with Lee Cole. I don't know if it's wrestling or it's Mafia or what he's doing over there, but it's Lee Cole 2.0, Wrestling with the Devil 2.0. Please go over and sub to Lee. He's a good guy. He means well, and I wish him nothing but the best. Anyway, please, Jesse, drop the link to your show, please, before we go. Everybody, please go over and give Jessie a sub. Please donate to her the way you donate to me. You've been very generous, and I appreciate it. Please head on over and watch Jesse tonight. I will be in the chat lurking there somewhere watching. In the meantime, watch our DeCavalcante Crime Family video on our YouTube page under the videos as well. Share this live if you can. If you did not send an email, please send an email. And other than that, we'll see everybody on Saturday night. Sound good? Have a great night. Be good to one another. It's fucking snowing outside. You believe this shit? 70 fucking degrees for 2 fucking days. And I look out the window and it's fucking snowing. Fuck out of here, New York, and that crazy weather. But at least the crackheads aren't out there fighting with sticks. That's always exciting. I like to give them pitchforks and let them really do it well. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We will see all of you Saturday, 8:30, 8:45-ish. Once again, congratulations to Sicilian Syndicate for winning. Congratulations to everybody who won something tonight. And we will see all of you Saturday night.